Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're already subscribed, welcome back, and you get a little gold star in your greeting. TikTok Reels, Shorts, doom scrolling, bed rotting. I'm not here to tell you things you already know. Yes, our generation's attention span is very limited, reduced academic performance, slower task completion. We are kind of doomed, among other things, and yes, I am tired from hearing that too, because it makes me want to quit, and in reality, I can't. The truth is this: we don't know how to appreciate media anymore, and I do mean any kind of media, even music. A long time ago, people could only hear live music. There was no Spotify in the Middle Ages, and nobles would even organize social gatherings just to hear music. Just to hear music. Yes, they were silent. Nowadays, some people have an AirPod in 24/7. We don't know how to enjoy things anymore, and that is including me. I cannot eat without watching YouTube. I cannot draw without watching a movie. I cannot scroll on Pinterest without hearing music. Like, everything passes us by so quickly. And yes, the present is instant. It does go by, but with enough grounding, a single instant could turn into 1,000 pages, 1,000 ballads. It could inspire generations if we just knew how to see. Something interesting happens when we're in love. Imagine this. You probably have seen 1,000 smiles, a million maybe, in your lifetime. Do you remember any of those smiles? Can you remember them clearly, without any blurry parts in their face? Try to remember. It looks weird, doesn't it? You can't even remember most of them. They become blurry faces in our minds, if anything. On the other hand, when we're in love, the smile of our beloved one becomes so vivid. We play their casual giggle over and over again in our minds. You feel as if their eyes have so much depth that they could inspire 1,000 poets. Their eyes don't just shine, they hold the everlasting glory of an evening star. Every moment doesn't just pass by, you savor it, you cherish it. That's one of the things that makes love so special. We'll learn to value every passing moment. So, does that mean we have to always be in love to enjoy life? Yes and no. In this case, we would be looking to fall in love with life. Fall in love with life. With life, okay? And by this, I do not mean romanticize your life. That is the last thing I would ever do, okay? I wouldn't say that. Why? And it's very popular. I know this is a radical opinion because everyone is like, oh, romanticize your life, things I do to romanticize my life every day. But I don't believe we should do that. Okay, so to romanticize means to see something in an unrealistic fashion, which means it's pretty far from reality. And to fall in love with life, you would have to actually live it, not just imagine you're somewhere else or doing something else. And yes, it's fun sometimes to, I don't know, do your makeup and and pretend you're a medieval girl or whatever. But look at it this way, okay? So imagine this: if someone were in love with you, would you like them to be in love with an idealized version of you? Like, they imagine you wake up perfectly and and you look like a princess all the time, and you don't ever mess up, or and you never wear messy buns, you never wear sweatpants. What kind of love would be that? To be in love with someone means to actually accept them and get to know them, their bad things and their good aspects, okay? Would it be even love if you were just in love with the good things about your partner? I don't think so. Yeah, maybe it's not so easy to love traffic jams and super rainy days. I know that, but there is beauty in every single moment if you know how to see. Yes, I know life is no Howards, but think about this. Okay, so in Gravity Falls, we see Dipper, Dipper, and Mabel, and everyone is just unfazed by all the weird creatures they encounter at the end of the series. Okay, so at first they were maybe amazed by it, but then it was just like, oh, okay, a gnome, another gnome, whatever. They became accustomed to it. So that made me think. Imagine aliens visited us. Maybe they would be like, this world is little magic. Like, look, that's a cow. Cow. Or maybe they would be even impressed by skyscrapers. Okay, so magic doesn't happen anywhere else. Magic happens when you notice. Okay, because if we were to find a unicorn today, yes, that will be like, oh my, a unicorn, that's so unrealistic and magic, and I love that. Maybe we could even be living in a magic world and we don't even realize. Fire, oh my, that's so much. So yes, even if our world was actual magic, we would become unfazed by it, and it wouldn't be so special. Just one thing I like to do to keep myself grounded is to have some sort of hobby that I can do with my hands. Instead, rather than digitally, because you're just touching flat screens and scrolling. That doesn't really do a lot of brain connection there. So personally, I keep a journal, and for me it has become such a creative outlet. I can do collages on there with absolutely no purpose. Sometimes I even paste drawings on it, drawings I've made wherever, and I talk about my experience drawing, how I felt that day, what I was doing. If I have an idea for a video, I also write it down on there. Sometimes I just write without a purpose. The other day I made like, I think 50 things I like just because I wanted to. I mean, no real purpose. Just maybe to get to know myself a little better, to have the things I like at hand. I don't know, but it was super fun, and I've never felt more creative than that day, if I were to be honest. I've even made polls on it. The idea of having so many blank pages is so inspiring, because if you were to give the same blank space to two people, they would make two absolutely different things. And what you fill in without copying what you fill in is, it's truly yourself, it's truly you. Yeah, maybe it has a lot of external influences, but external influences are not bad. They help you discover yourself. They help you absorb what you like. They actually make you. In one point, you're like an amalgamation of everyone you have known in your life, and that is beautiful. It doesn't necessarily have to be a journal. I also recommend reading books a lot. This probably sounds weird, but books are really good for your mind. And instead of having just the cleanest book ever, I recommend actually annotating on it, marginal notes, underlining, highlighting, whatever you need, circling, it doesn't matter. You just have to do it with your hands, because it helps your mind form a deeper connection with the media that you're consuming. That is an actual fact. And I will be making a longer video about how to read classics, because I think a lot of people just they read it and they don't remember what they have read, or they don't really learn anything from it. And it's really important to actually absorb the media that you're taking in. Okay, so that's what this whole video is about, knowing how to consume. And consuming shouldn't be devouring. You should savor it, you should digest it correctly. I'm giving examples, but it could be anything. Maybe if you like movies, you could watch movies and keep a journal, write the quotes that you liked, maybe even frame the frames, maybe even take a picture of the frames you liked, paste it on your wall. You could describe what you would have done in the character's place, whatever. Just do something with the media that you're consuming. Okay, like create more than you consume, digest it, savor it, do something with the knowledge. Don't just let it go by. Notice what is often overlooked. This is so important. I literally have it written on my wall, because when you truly give yourself that time to sit down and notice the small things that we don't often see, then in that rare moment, the present isn't just a speck of time flying away. It's your moment. Nobody in the world will see it the same way as you. It's yours. You own it, because you see it through your pair of eyes, and no one has the same vision as you do. And I don't mean physical vision. I mean, you will notice things that probably other people won't, because of your experiences, your likes, your personality. All of that amalgamation helps you build your pair of visors. I think that is really where art blooms. In my personal experience, I've always liked flowers, and that's not really special because everyone likes flowers, okay? But when I see flowers, I see with a different pair of eyes than the rest of the world. Because when I see a flower, I don't look at it and go, oh, that's so pretty. No, I think, is it edible? Because I love eating flowers. Since I was a kid, I've always been so passionate about adding flowers to cuisine. And it has made me so curious. And because of that, I keep, in my journal, I keep, a description of flowers, how to take care of them, are they edible, how do people eat them. And that is so interesting to me. You don't know how passionate I really am about eating flowers. And I don't think a lot of people in the world look at a flower and think, oh, that will be so good with salad. Okay, so I have built my own vision, and I understand where it comes from, why I think like that. And it makes my visions special. So for me, it's not just a flower, it's tea, it's salad, it's soil, it's whatever, okay? Maybe even caramelized flour. Try to understand why you like certain things. Link them back to your personality, to your experience, your childhood. For instance, you may have noticed my hair is red. And I don't dye it only because it's a pretty color. There are a lot of pretty hair colors. But this one specifically has been on my mind since I was the littlest kid ever. When I saw someone with red hair on TV, I would be amazed, fascinated. I No, you don't even know. Like Wendy from Gravity Falls, she has my heart. I would be staring at the screen like this. She was so cool, and I've always wanted to be that cool. So I was like, I'm gonna dye my hair. I'm gonna fulfill my childhood dreams to live them out. So yeah, for me, my hair isn't just red. It's a fulfillment of my inner child's dreams. We have to learn to appreciate life as art, not another consumption item. Actually being in the moment and seeing is not easy. We have to learn how to separate an object from its name, to see further. Sometimes a rose isn't just a flower. Sometimes it's your favorite dress, your grandma's signature scent, your first date, your anniversary. It's a melody only you can hear. We have to learn to form our own opinions based off of our experiences and not external commentary. Something that troubles me a lot, because I see it so often on social media, are those collages that say like, oh, me core. And they don't really have a purpose behind it. I mean, if they had actual introspection behind them, I would really like them. But those do not showcase who you are, but your consumption habits. So no girl, your vibes are not matchable with Tea Movie, Tote Bag, Mew Mew Glasses, Onizuka Tigers, Lala Boo Boo, Strawberry Sony Angels, Tabbies, Celine Hair Comb, Summer Fridays Lip Balm, and so forth. Yeah, maybe you genuinely like these things apart from their being trending, but why do you like them? Are they really yours? Your personality? Why? You need to be asking yourself these questions. Otherwise, it's just consuming, devouring. You need to consume something in the right way, to savor it, digest it, get down to their deepest notes, smother yourself in it. Pop quiz. Are we going to move on to the next video just yet? Or should we write something down? Maybe reflect on it for a bit? I know you probably won't really hear what I'm saying, just because it's more difficult to understand that than to consume. I'm not judging. I'm the same way. We all are. We have all been tricked into doom scrolling. Learning things boosts both your creativity and your understanding, and it's so much better for you than to be consuming all this stuff, and you move on so fast that you don't even have time to actually understanding and absorb it. Even if you go on with your life as you normally would, thank you for staying until the end of this video. I know the truth is really hard to understand, but you stayed until the end, so you deserve some recognition. If you like this content, maybe check out my other videos that are in my profile. As always, it has been a pleasure being with you. I'm thinking about how to call you Ambraers, Ambers, Phiaambres, Pias. You tell me down below. I love you guys so much. Until the next one.